세미나의 발표자분을 모셔보도록 하겠습니다. 첫 번째 발표는 코닥 미라클론의 미스터 요크 쿠르비츠님이십니다. 요크 쿠르비츠님은 오랫동안 플렉소 인쇄 시장의 전문가로 활동하셨으며 현재는 코닥 미라클론 프로젝트 전문가로 활동하고 계십니다. 네, 오늘 소개할 내용은 고품질 플렉소 인쇄를 위한 플렉소 재판 기술이라고 합니다. 코닥 미라클론의 미스터 요크 쿠르비츠님을 큰 박수로 무대로 모셔보겠습니다.
안녕하세요. So thank you very much for joining this event. Yeah, thank you to Dkshwa and to Dkshwa for making us part of this event. And we are very happy to participate and share a little bit of our knowledge. And we would be very happy about a very nice discussion about the things that we are presenting today. Flexible packaging and sustainability. So this is very important subjects in the last at least 5 to 10 years. I understand that Korea is very advanced in this sustainability thinking, and today I would like to propose flexible packaging, printing, and a sustainable solution for the printing of the flexible packaging. So this is a phrase. We have always done it this way, and we think that this is a very expensive phrase, because if you always do it this way, the old way, then you lose opportunity to do something different, perhaps in a better and updated way. So I hope that today you can be open to consider different ways and not only the old way. So this is the goal of this presentation, to open up other opportunities for you and to choose a different way. So when we talk about flexible packaging, we should look at the consumer, the people who go to the supermarket and who choose a product. Product which is packaged, and what does the consumer look for? Of course, the product should stand out in the shelf, should be attractive, and should attract the attention of the consumer. But many times nowadays, as well, the consumer is very concerned with the idea of sustainability, and so he's happy to choose a product where he has the feeling that he's supporting the sustainability idea. But does the consumer really care about the printing process that was used to print this packaging? Does he even know what kind of printing process is behind this packaging printing? So I think we should ask this question and come to our conclusion. So what is important for the brand owner? The brand owner is the customer of the printing company. So we need to look at the brand owner and see, okay, what is important for him. So he wants to have optimized packaging. He wants to have a cost-effective packaging. And this means to use just the right amount of colors, not too many colors, but not too little colors. He wants always to reduce cost. So that's very important in nowadays environment. We need to be cost efficient to offer a competitive price. Of course, the brand owner wants to deliver a certain message. He wants to stand out as a brand and wants to deliver the message that is supposed to go to his consumers. And you would like to have a very nice impact in the shelf. The consumer should notice the packaging and the product in the shelf. more and more important is sustainability. So especially the younger generation is very concerned about sustainability and chooses products where he or she has the feeling that the product is supporting sustainability and is produced in a sustainable way. Super important for the brand owner is speed to market. So we are living in a very competitive world, and especially for special promotions, for new products, we need to be very fast in the shelves. And there should be a choice here for the printing, and the printing should support this aim to be quick in the shelf. And what we present today is supporting this aim to be quick in the shelf. So in the past there was always gravure printing chosen for the packaging, but now we have different opportunities to print in different ways. For example, digital printing is coming more and more into the market, but especially flexo printing. So that is the main subject of today's conversation. So sustainability is very important, and we talk about various ways to produce sustainable packaging. We talk about the materials, we talk about recyclable materials like mono substrates, we talk about biodegradable substrates, and we see that recycling is becoming more and more important, but it's a big challenge. So how can we recycle the substrates? How can we collect all the things that we want to recycle? So there are so many challenges there, and we think that there's a different way to attack the sustainability game by picking the low-hanging fruit and looking at waste reduction during the process of the packaging, printing, and the packaging production itself, and to use the less input materials as possible. So the brand owners, they have very big claims. So you look on the websites of the big brand owners, and everybody has a claim about sustainability goals. So 2025, we want to produce recyclable material. We want to reduce our carbon output. So things like this. So these are statements from websites of the big brand owners, and the printing companies should remind the brand owners of these goals, and then open their mind as well to consider sustainable printing processes. So we need to act now for sustainability, and there are a lot of ways where we can get advantages by looking at the printing process. So how do we print our packaging? We need to reduce waste, especially setup waste. We see that run lengths are getting shorter and shorter, so it's very important to produce as little setup waste as possible, and this is possible with alternative printing processes that support this. We want to use water-based ink. Water-based ink is a big subject in Korea. Everybody wants to print water-based ink, and flexo printing can really support the water-based ink want. And we need to simplify the packaging. So it's very important as well to open up the mind of the brand owner and find a good solution to make the printing process, the packaging process, make it more simple, cost-effective, and just fit for purpose. So is the consumer really so concerned about every detail of the packaging, or does it make sense as well for him to make the packaging more simple? In today's printing, so many times we see a proof, we want to print something, and then on press, we do a lot of stuff to adjust the printing to the proof. We need to spend a lot of time here to adjust the ink, to adjust many things on the press. We waste time and we produce a lot of waste while we do that. And there's an opportunity to make this more simple and to print, to proof. Yeah? You have a digital proof, and then you just are sure that your printing press can match the proof. So with this, we are offering a special project, which is called Optimized Flexible Packaging, where we come to you, the converters, and help you to optimize the printing process. We want to make you cost effective, and your printing should be predictable, so you should always know how the product will be printed, what is the outcome of the product, and it should be sustainable. We would like to talk about visual parity on the shelf. So the product on the shelf should look the same, whether it's printed with gravure, whether it's printed with flexo, or more and more printed with digital. So the printing company should choose the right printing process for the product, and we should be sure that the product always looks the same and that the consumer does not see any difference, whether it's printed with gravure, flexo, or digital. So this is the aim that we have, and we want to support you to achieve that. Very important is process printing. So we want to avoid spot colors wherever possible, and use the base colors, CMYK, and then perhaps as well ECG, seven colors, to reproduce all the colors that you want to print. So this makes the process more efficient, and it gives you a big opportunity to save waste on all ends, on the substrate and especially on the ink. Very important is there the color management. So you need to be sure to match always the color that the designer intended, and we can help you to match that. But all should be done with process printing as much as possible. We will be happy to educate you and help you on the technical side, but as well on the sales side. Help your technical team how to run the flexo process, but then as well support your sales team, how to sell flexo printing, how to talk to the brand owner and deal with concerns the brand owner might have. It's very important to involve the brand owner and have an open discussion with him, and not only follow what the brand owner wants. So we need to talk to the brand owner, show him the possibilities, and then really evaluate so which process makes sense for everybody. So in this project, Optimized Flexible Packaging, so we want to produce cost-effective short ones. We want to reduce plastic. So with flexo printing, you have a big opportunity to down gauge the substrates, to use less costly substrates, and to print still in a very good way. I mentioned the process printing already. So with our flexo technology, we can print a very high density, and with this we are able to produce a very big color space and to reproduce many Pantone colors, up to 90% of all the Pantone colors. That's a big opportunity as well to do co-printing, to have on the same printing cylinder various different designs with different flavors, different colors, and with this we produce longer runs with the opportunity to have less setup necessity. We can reduce VOC also by a big percentage, yeah, 50%. And we can use as well new biodegradable, for example, substrates, and this without having any problem with printing. And with all this, we want to maintain visual parity on shelf. So the product should be looking good in the shelf, and it should be looking the same, whether it's printed with gravure, flexo, or digital. Yeah, so the key aspects is really visual parity on shelf, printing to proof, and we want to avoid to print to a sample. So important is that we respect what the designer intended. The designer has an original artwork, and based on the original artwork, we produce a proof, and then we want to match the proof. Many times we have the situation that somebody is coming to you with a printing sample and say, look, please match this printing sample, especially gravure printed. But in the gravure process, there are so many variables, so many possibilities to, for example, manipulate the ink on the press, that it's very difficult to reproduce something where you don't know the base how this was printed. So we want to match a proof and meet clear expectations of the Pantone color that the designer chose. So sustainability. So Flexo has big advantages for sustainability, and I would like to show you which especially. I want to make as well clear that we like gravure printing. Gravure printing is a great process, and we don't see that Flexo should replace gravure printing. We see Flexo as a complementary process. It should be complementary to what you are doing now, but it should give you the opportunity to choose which printing process you choose for certain jobs, whether gravure or Flexo. Flexo has advantages, but we fully respect gravure printing, but we think it's good to have an opportunity as well to be able to choose Flexo printing next to gravure. So as a gravure printer, you surely know the issue of storing all the cylinders. So I know people who have a full haul of old printing cylinders, and they need to store them for repeat jobs. And for Flexo, you need a lot less space. So we say only 10% of the space that you would need for gravure cylinders. Then the environmental impact of producing the gravure cylinder is very high. I think there are a lot of regulations now as well from governments recognizing this. And as a Flexo plate, so we can produce a Flexo plate in a very sustainable way. In the press room, we can use special substrates, environmental friendly substrates. We can reduce the waste of these substrates. We can use less ink. We can use water-based ink. And we can have a lot of efficiencies on press. So we can have a very quick setup, very little press stops over the run. So there's a lot of possibility to be sustainable in the press room and have a lot of savings that are good for the environment, but which are as well very good then for your pocket. So you can save a lot of cost. You can print on many substrates, especially stretchable substrates, which are difficult for gravure printing. With Flexo printing, there's no problem to print on very flexible substrates, especially when we talk about monomaterials based on PP, for example, that are getting thinner and thinner. But then especially monomaterial pouches based on polyethylene, PE, which is very stretchable and very difficult to print in a gravure machine. So sustainability is complex. So many times, especially the recycling, is very difficult. And so our quest is, okay, now why don't we look first at the low-hanging fruit and pick them first? So with Flexo, you can have on-press efficiencies. So you can produce your packaging in a very efficient way. You can reduce waste. You can use recyclable substrates. You can use water-based ink or alcohol-based ink. And yeah, all this is very good for sustainability. Then with our special technology of the flat top dot, we can reduce the cleaning and stoppage necessity on the press. We use a lot of less ink and can print at high speed. So we see customers that print easily at 500 liters, normal commercial jobs, and gives you a very, very nice high output and also a very efficient production of your packaging. Then as well, the plate life is very important. So it's very important that you can use your printing cylinder with the plate on your printing cylinder for a long time without seeing wear on the printing. So here there's a lot of opportunity to save material, to save time. So we want to have a press setup below half an hour. Some people say 20 or 15 minutes. Yes, so this is really possible. And this is great, especially for short runs. And if you want to print only 5,000 liters or 10,000 liters, it's important that you have as little setup waste as possible, but then as well that you are able to set up the press in as little time as possible. Very important to bring up the speed. Very important to use to have a long life of your printing plate. In Korea, you have very high quality packaging. So the other day, here my colleague and I, so we went to a supermarket and saw the packaging that's printed here, very high quality. And there's a lot of doubt that this gravure printed packaging can be reproduced as well as flexo printing. But today, with modern flexo technology, this is possible. And sometimes the flexo can be even better, more attractive for the consumer than the gravure printing. And we always talk about the same visual impact. And so flexo and gravure printing are different processes. So if we take out our loops and look at the dots, of course the dots will look different. But important is what the consumer sees in the shelf. And I know some converters in other countries, they prohibited the use of the loop in the press room, because even the printers should look at the printing like the consumer, from a certain distance, and then it should look good. It should not look good on the loop, under the microscope. And flexo can give the same visual impact like gravure and digital. And the printer should be the one who chooses the printing process which is more suitable for him, and not the brand owner. So the printer should be able to choose the process that is more cost effective for him. So what are the brands looking for? So the brands want to have rich colors. They want to print very nice photo images. They want to have very nice highlights, very nice fading to zero areas. The text should be very legible. And this is, especially today, important. So there's more and more information on the packaging. The text is getting smaller and smaller. And especially here as well with Asian characters, this might be a challenge for gravure to print very fine text. With flexo, there's no problem. Flexo can be very, very sharp and can print very fine text. All this should be done at the lowest production cost. So the brand owners normally on a yearly base come to the converter and say, look, let's bring down the cost. So we need to have savings of 5%, 10%. And so there's a big pressure to produce every day more cost effective. So this is a statement here from Procter & Gamble. So there was a president, Mr. Lavley, who said the first moment of truth. So what is important in the supermarket? And the consumer goes to the supermarket, sits on the shelf, and in the first 3 to 7 seconds, he makes his first and most important decision to be interested in a product or not, wanting to buy a product or not. And these 3 to 5 seconds the consumer is looking at the product from a distance. So in the first second, he sees it at a distance, and normally the distance is at least 75 centimeters. So that's important to consider, so that the consumer at the beginning, when he makes his choice, is not looking at the product from very close. So for this attractiveness in the shelf, it's very important to print a very nice color. So of course the brand wants to print a special, outstanding color, the color of the brand owner. And for this we need to print in a very consistent way. And we need to be sure that every time we can reproduce the same brand color. And with modern flexo technology, this is possible without problem. We have a very stable color, very stable high densities. And with this, we avoid that the operator needs to manipulate the press during the print run. We avoid rejections from the brand owner. And with the use of process printing, of PCG, we can reduce the ink that we use. And we can increase the time that the press is running, which is very important. So color vibrance is possible with process printing. So very important that you have the vibrant color, and flexo can be as vibrant as Pure, sometimes even better. And we want to use process printing, CMYK or PCG, 7 color. And with our technology, we can print a very high density, and with this, we are able to reproduce many colors, up to 90% of the Phantom spectrum. But how about fading to zero? How about vignettes? This is now possible as well with flexo printing. So here you see a special screening that we have, and with this we achieve a perfect fading to zero. So this is a special technology where we print a small dot, but still big enough to be stable on the plate. It's a 21 micron dot, and we want to print it below 50 micron, which is not visible to the eye. And with this, we can achieve a perfect fading to zero. But to do fading to zero in flexo, you need to use process printing. So that's very important. The first step is process printing, and then we can as well fade to zero, and have very nice highlights. But how about the screen ruling? So when I talk to customers in Korea, they say, "Oh, we want to have a very high screen ruling. We want to print at 200 lines or 175 lines." We can do this in flexo as well, so no problem. So I saw printing of 254 lines on a flexo press, But there's a downside to this as well. You can print it, but it's not really comfortable and easy to print for the printer. So in Flexo, we try to aim to reduce the LTIs. Higher LTIs are possible, but not cost efficient in production. So usually the standard in Flexo is 133 lines. And it's very important that we understand what is the value of printing high lines, high lineage, 175 lines, or a lower lineage. So there's a higher cost if I want to print with a high resolution, but is there additional value? And this is what we doubt. So for the shelf impact, more important than the screen ruling are solid ink laid down, then the printing in the full tonal range between 0 and 100. And all this is independent from the screen ruling. So the screen ruling is less important than we think. Here you see two images. On the left side, it's a Flexo image. The letters are very sharp. On the right side, you see the gravure image. The letters are not sharp. So this is as well interesting to understand that Flexo can be, or is printing usually sharper than gravure printing. But many people, when they compare Flexo and gravure, they forget this weakness of gravure. So you see here on the right side, so all these little edges on the letters, which make the printing less sharp. So is the consumer in the supermarket able to distinguish between 133 lines or 175 lines? And here it's important at what distance is the consumer seeing the product. So here you see a very short distance, 28 centimeters. So when Steve Jobs produced the iPhone 4, he said that there should be a limitation of the resolution of the screen. So the screen should have such a resolution that makes sense. It doesn't make sense to have a higher resolution than visible to the eye. And at 28 centimeters, the optimal resolution is 300 lines. The eye sees the same if something is printed with 175 lines at 48 centimeters. So it's the same image. So we don't need to print at 300 lines. 170 lines gives us the same image at 48 centimeters. 150 line, 58 centimeters. The consumer sees the same. Only 10 centimeter difference, and he cannot make the difference between 175 lines and 150 lines. Then we come to 133 lines. So at 66 centimeters, the consumer cannot make the difference between 175 and 133 lines. And as we saw before, the first moment of truth, the consumer normally sees the product at a higher distance than 66 centimeters, 75 centimeters. So it doesn't really make sense to print at a high resolution because the consumer doesn't see the high resolution. And the high resolution is possible to print in Flexo, but it makes the process less efficient. And there we should talk to the brand owner and say, look, what is the most efficient screen, line screen that we want to print? And in many Flexo markets, 133 lines is the standard. You go to Australia, you usually have nice packaging in the shelves, and it's all printed 133 lines or even below. Afterwards, when you come to our tabletop, so there we have a sample printed for a big brand owner in Australia, and we ask you to guess what is the lineage of this printing product, and you will be surprised. So flexo printing gives a lot of advantages. So flexo is very consistent, yeah, especially when you use process printing, yeah, 4-color or 7-color. Flexo can be a modern manufacturing process. So we want to get away from graphic arts. We want to get away from the printer manipulating based on his long experience, the printing press, and coming out with a perfect print. It should be a manufacturing process. It should be cost efficient, and it should be highly productive. And flexo gives you this opportunity. Flexo is more sustainable. There's no doubt. So we can use sustainable materials, we produce less waste, we use less time, we use less energy, we use less ink. So many advantages, yeah, for bigger sustainability, and we can use the water-based ink without a problem. And flexo is very flexible. So you can produce very nice short runs. And so I know printers that print only 1,000 meters, and they're focused. I only want to print 1,000 meters, and they have a very quick setup. Sometimes people are flying job changeover, which is possible in flexo. And but at high speeds of 500 meters, it's great as well to print long runs. So your flexo press is super flexible. So we come back to the first slide. What is important to the brand? Yeah? Optimized packaging. Yeah? The brand message should be delivered. Yeah? The shelf impact, sustainability, yeah? Speed to market. And flexo is ticking off all the boxes. Yeah? So flexo is a very good choice, yeah, to meet the expectations of the brand owner. And it's important to talk to the brand owner about this. And yeah, find the most cost-effective and best solution. So please consider this again. So we have always done it this way, and I think it's time to question this and perhaps to look at different ways to do things, and considering as well flexo as a valid printing process. If you have more questions, so please talk to us outside at the table, or talk to our colleagues from DKSH, so we would be happy to share more information. Thank you very much. And come down.
인쇄를 위해서는 인쇄기뿐만 아니라 재판 공정과 기술의 중요성, 그리고 현재 재판 기술 수준에 대해서 아주 중요한 점을 발표를 해주셨습니다. 훌륭한 발표해주신 미스터 요르크님께 다시 한 번 더 큰 박수 부탁드리겠습니다.